What's up, guys? Welcome back. All right, so the title of this clip says, Karen Jean-Pierre claims President Biden wrestled with decision to pardon son Hunter. So this is the first hearing that we've had from the White House since the pardoning of Hunter Biden, and she is getting grilled. So the media is finally starting to try to hold her accountable for her lies. So they're actually pointing out that she was also basically a culprit in holding up the lie that Biden told, and basically was very condescending when people were asking her if Joe Biden was ever gonna pardon his son, and she kept saying no, no, no. So the media is like, hey, are you going to apologize for that? So before we watch the clip of the media going at her, we're gonna get into the lies that she told here. So this is a clip of her basically being very condescending and claiming that Hunter will never get a pardon from Joe Biden. So let's get this clip rolling.
But from a presidential perspective, is there any possibility that the president would end up pardoning his son?
No.
Well,
I just said no. I just answered.
The president would not pardon or commute sentences for his son, Hunter. I just want to make sure that that is not going to change over the next 6 months. The president's saying he would not.
It's still a no. It's still a no.
It will always be a no.
It's still a no. It will be a no. It is a no, and I don't have anything else to add. Will he pardon his son? No.
His son, Hunter, is also up for being sentenced next month. Does the president have any intention of pardoning him?
We've been asked that question multiple times. Our answer stands, which is no.
President Biden says that he's not going to pardon his son, Hunter. Is he going to ask Donald Trump to do that?
I don't have anything else to share about that. I'm not going to go down a rabbit hole on this. I've been very clear. The president's been very clear when we've been asked this question.
Yeah, so there you have it. You've seen that. You know, she's been lying to us for the last 4.5 years, so this is nothing new. But let's get into the media starting to ask her some questions on why she lied and if she's going to apologize for telling these lies. Let's get into it.
A different part of the question. In your first briefing here, as press secretary, you committed to speaking to the American people in, and I quote, in a transparent way, in a truthful way, and an honest way.
Yes.
And then in July, here at this podium, you were asked about the president pardoning his son, and he said, it's a no, it will be a no, it's a no.
Yes, and that is exactly right.
Of the president's son and that pardon, it became a yes. I'm wondering if you would like to explain to us, the American people, really why the information that you provided turned out not to be true.
And I answered this question on Monday. We spent about 30 minutes on this, almost 30 minutes, roughly 30 minutes on this particular issue. And I'm just going to reiterate what I said on Air Force One to your colleagues when I did the gaggle. And look, if you look at his statement, it's pretty comprehensive. The statement that he put out on Sunday when he made this decision to pardon his son, Hunter Biden. It's in his own voice. I think it takes you through his thinking, and he did. He wrestled with this. And again, he said in his statement, in his own voice, that he made that decision this past weekend. And the fact is, when you think about how the president got to this decision, circumstances have changed. They have. And a couple of things, and I said this on Monday as well. Republicans said they weren't going to let up, weren't going to stop. Recently announced Trump appointees for law enforcement have said on the campaign that they were out for retribution, and I think we should believe their words, right? We should believe what they say. The sentencing was coming up, as you all know. There was a sentencing coming up, and the president said this in his statement, that Hunter and his family had been through enough. Enough is enough. And he wrestled with these circumstances, these changing circumstances ultimately. And the combination of that, the president changing his mind and issuing, certainly led to the president changing his mind and issuing this pardon. And one thing that I do want to point to, which I think is important, is what Congressman James Clyburn said when he was interviewed. He said, I am absolutely okay with it. I don't know how many people urge him to do so, but I did. He seemed to be reticent about it. This is what Clyburn said when he spoke to the president 2 weeks ago. But I emphasized, continuing his quote, emphasized the fact that we as fathers have obligations to our children. So that was a conversation that the congressman himself had with the president two weeks ago, said that the president was reticent when he encouraged the president to do so. And this weekend, he thought about it, and he weighed, it was not an easy decision to come to, and he put out a comprehensive statement, and I would certainly, offer that up to folks out there who are wondering. I would say, please read the president's response to this in full.
I'm sure my colleagues have a few follow-ups, just very specifically.
It's not only colleagues who watch this. There's also the American people.
Exactly.
So to be fair,
and they were
right?
told by you in July
Yeah.
that this would not happen, and it did. Do you,
Okay.
I'm saying, asking for yourself, not the president's statement, but for yourself. Do you
Yeah.
feel like you are owed an apology by the president? Do you owe an apology to the American people?
Zeke, I just laid out the president's thinking. The president laid it out himself in his own words. He did. He laid out how he wrestled with this decision. He said in his statement, as a president, as a father, he talked about how difficult it was to make this decision.
It's funny how she didn't answer the question, right? He's asking her, do you owe the American people an apology? And she just deflects back to Joe Biden. Funny. Yeah, you owe the American people an apology as well as Joe Biden. Both of y'all do.
He thought about it this weekend. He did. He thought about it this weekend. He wrestled with it. And there are some, factors, some real factors that he took into consideration. And that's why I keep saying folks should just take a look. Take a look. Read his statement. And I know what I said. I know what the president said. That is where we were at the time. That is where the president was at the time. I am his spokesperson. This weekend, he thought about it. He wrestled with it. And made this decision.
He wrestled.
That's what I can tell the American people.
Why should they have any confidence in anything else?
I think the American people understand, and I think they understand how difficult this decision would be. And I would actually add, and I think it's important to note here as you're asking me these questions, important questions to ask, that there was a poll, a US Gov poll that came out, that some of you all reported on it, and it said 64% of the American people agree with the pardon. 64% of the American people.
That is a lie. So she has been fact-checked everywhere that it's actually reverse. 64% of the people disapprove. And this is how you know she's stupid, right? If only less than 35% of the American people approve of his presidency, his approval rating is in the tank, what makes you think 60% of the people are going to approve him giving his son a pardon? That's silly. And once again, that's a lie. Either that's a lie, or she doesn't know how to read a poll, or she's just stupid, right? She's just ignorant. It's the exact opposite. Just I'll see if I can put the article up here on top of this clip. But yeah, so she either just lied overtly to our face again, and that's what she's being called out for, is lying, or she doesn't know what she's talking about. But yeah, how is it that less than 35% of the American people approve of his presidency, but 64% of people approve the pardon? Come on. That doesn't even make sense to anybody that knows what they're talking about.
So we get a sense of where the American people are on this. Obviously, it's one poll, but it gives you a little bit of insight. 64% is nothing to sneeze at. But again, the president talked about this, his own words. He said this weekend, he wrestled with this. This weekend, he thought about this. And he made this decision. And let's not forget, we can't also forget what some of the legal experts and former prosecutors have all agreed on. Many across the country have virtually said no one would be criminally prosecuted with felony offenses with these facts. And they've all agreed. We've heard from many legal experts on this. You heard me quote the former Attorney General Eric Holder multiple times, I think about 8 times on Monday. No U.S. attorney would have charged this case given the underlying facts. Had his name been Joe Smith, the resolution would have been fundamentally and more fairly a declination, pardon warranted. And we've heard from many legal experts and also obviously a former U.S. attorney.
Yeah, so there you have it, guys. More lies, more gaslighting from the White House, right? Straight from Karen Jean-Pierre. More lies. She just keeps doing what she's been doing this whole time for the last 3.5 years. In the comment section is roasting her right now. So the first comment says, aren't these the same idiots that have been screaming no one is above the law? Yep, 100%. And it's funny how they claim, and he claims that the DOJ is weaponized to go after his son. Well, if that's the case, if your own DOJ is weaponized to go after your son, then you can't say that when Donald Trump claims that the DOJ is weaponized against him, that that's falsehood. You can't say, well, no, the DOJ is doing their job, right? You can't say that. Not anymore. Not if they're weaponized against you. Of course, now they're weaponized against Donald Trump. Of course, it doesn't make sense. Somebody says he wrestled with an 11-year blanket pardon. Yeah, right. Nobody's buying the BS. If Hunter wasn't Joey's son, he wouldn't get a pardon. Hunter got pardoned for anything he may or may not have done from 2014 until present. Almost sounds like a confession. Somebody says she's like a kid that can't stop making the lie worse. She just keeps digging herself in a deeper hole. Somebody says, yeah, it's called making a liar out of yourself. She wants to be clear. He also wrestled with what were and who he is, or where and who he is, but that doesn't excuse the shit. Wow. Mama is stressed. Shouldn't even tease her hair properly. Oh my God. It just keeps getting worse and worse for these people, right? As the day goes on, it keeps getting worse and worse and worse. I love it. I'm enjoying every minute of it. I mean, they're going downhill as the day gets closer. They're just better off not saying anything else for the rest of their administration, right? Just be quiet. Just shut up. Don't say anything else. All right, let me know what you think, guys. Let's talk about this video in the comment section. Hope you enjoy the content. Hit the like button down below. And, of course, if you're brand new, consider hitting the subscribe button. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.